Hello and welcome to the first episode of Beyond the Buzzer. I am Landon Potvin, the host. Alongside me is Cameron Champagne.
I'm glad to be here. A great opportunity. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, this should be fun. So let's get right into it. So we are a basketball podcast type thing, YouTube channel. Depends on where you're watching. For the first episode, it's going to be on YouTube, but probably expand at some point. Let's get right into our first thing. Last night, Philadelphia played Milwaukee. You watched the game? Did you watch the game?
Yeah, I watched both TNT games.
What did you like about it?
That Giannis is dominating the boards, and he actually had 20 rebounds last night. So he had 36 points, 20 rebounds, and but he went off last night. The All-Star draft, we'll be talking about that later. But his fellow teammate now in the All-Star game shot 6 for 26, and that was Joel Embiid. Still finished with a double-double, which is impressive shooting that percentage, but did not have a good game.
Joel Embiid went his halftime shooting 1 for 10. Shaq talked about it a little bit at halftime. He did not like his performance at all.
No, they were bashing him.
He ended up finishing 6 for 26.
Yeah,
it's 23.
Yeah, awful.
Back to Milwaukee a little bit. They're winning this game brings them to 44-7, which is the best in the East.
Best in the NBA.
In the NBA, yeah, of course. Maybe it's because the East is, maybe lackluster of talent.
Yeah, but still they beat the Lakers twice.
Yeah, and the Clippers by like 25 points.
Yeah, so they're beating these West teams, so you can't blame the East.
Barkley, back to the TNT. Barkley said last night he's ashamed of being he said the Sixers would make the championship. Now he's saying we should be ashamed of them. They play soft.
Yeah, they do. It's just Joel Embiid's a soft player, complains about everything. It kind of reminds me of like an old LeBron. He used to complain about every call, and that's what he does, and he worries more about the calls than he does actually playing the game.
And Shaq said this was a real I don't know why he'd say this type thing. Joel said, "I'm trying to get back to the fun Joel, and find his fit in the team, and he has to be the leader on the team. He's the best center in the league. Not only that, but on the team.
Yeah, he's trying to be like more individual. He used to have fun with his teammates, do fun stuff during the games, talk trash, which is his main thing. And he hasn't been doing that. He's kind of just been silent and just playing basketball.
Yeah, and Barkley said this team needs a leader. And maybe Joel and Ben need to be split up and go two different ways, two different teams. But this team needs a leader.
Yeah.
Maybe even it needs to be Horford, with his veteran presence and all.
Yeah, that's a good point there. But moving on, Houston Lakers.
Yeah, it's a weird game with the trading Clint Capella. And Nene, like what?
That's two big boys.
Now what are they doing?
Well, they're playing a small ball. They do not have a player in their starting lineup over 6'6".
And they didn't play a player last night over 6'8".
And they still won, beating Anthony Davis and the Lakers
by 10.
Dwight Howard by 10. Yep. Russell Westbrook, another stellar performance, shooting 60%, 41 points.
That's really good for a point guard.
Yeah, and he's been struggling shooting the ball as of late, but last night he was on fire. Like I said, shooting 60%.
Yeah, Russell Westbrook almost had a triple-double last night. He had 41 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 turnovers.
Yeah.
But I guess that comes with the duty of being the main ball handler.
Yeah, and also with playing the small ball, you have to shoot the ball well, as Houston shot 45% from 3
on 42 shots.
When you play small ball, that's all you gotta do: shoot the ball. LA's shooting 29% and 31 threes. It's a 3-point league, obviously now, but
yeah. Anthony Davis had 32 points last night. I think you mentioned it. He's trying to make a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. I think he did so last night.
Yeah, and I bet with all these trades saying that players don't need big men anymore, it's probably frustrating him as a big man, and probably frustrating big men all around the world playing basketball.
Yeah, he had 3 blocks last night and 3 steals.
Yeah, he's been playing great defense. And another stat we added, LeBron needed 34 points.
No. What Russell Westbrook did.
Oh, Russell Westbrook. No,
Yeah.
I was wrong on that.
But continue, yeah.
He needed 34 points to join LeBron James and Oscar Robertson as the only players with 20,000 points, 7,000 assists, and 6,000 rebounds.
That's crazy.
Pretty impressive.
Only 3 players have that.
Yeah, and he's a point guard doing that with rebounds.
I mean, technically, they're all point guards.
Yeah. But
somebody made their debut last night for the Rockets.
Robert Covington coming off that Minnesota trade, 3-team trade, and we'll talk about that later. 14 points, 4 for 7 from 3, 2 blocks and 2 steals.
That's your typical 3-and-D wing right there.
Yeah, and he did great, and looked like they got along well with him.
Came off the bench though, so maybe he'll make a starting spot for Daniel House or something down the road.
Yeah. But Houston ended up winning the game, and LeBron, we'll show the picture here, had a stellar shot there. It's going viral. He had a windmill, a 180 dunk.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to watch. His 17th year, he's still getting up there.
Yeah. So moving on. All-Star festivities. We had the big NBA All-Star draft as they've had for the past almost 3 years now.
3 years, but televised 2 years.
Yeah. So they did that pregame of the Bucks Sixers.
LeBron got the first pick because of the highest vote getter.
LeBron, most popular player.
Yeah, LeBron went Anthony Davis, of course, first. I mean, why wouldn't you grab your teammate? He went Kawhi second with the 3rd pick, with the 5th pick, Doncic, and then he was not forced, but he ended up taking Harden with the 7th pick.
And I'll talk about Giannis's team. He picked his Embiid, his opponent actually last night, which is very surprising.
Didn't he say something about it last night?
Yeah, he was like regretting his choice, but he was all joking because he knows Embiid just had a bad night and he got shut down by him. So, I mean, yeah. He went. It was kind of surprising that he went 1-2 with the bigs, Embiid and Siakam, and then Kemba, Walker, and Trae Young to finish out his starting lineup.
So who's playing the 2 guard there?
I'd probably Trae.
Yeah. Why? Because of shooting?
Yeah, probably Trae. Kemba's got the handle. They both got good handles, but Kemba can set up
So
shots.
after the first 3 rounds, it's basically the world team versus USA.
Or no, the West.
Well, no, both.
That too.
Do you see that? Like Siakam's from Africa, so is Embiid, and then Giannis is from Greece. So after the first 3 picks.
Yeah, but it's basically just all the West starters versus the East starters, which I don't know if they did on purpose, but.
And then we'll bring in the reserves. LeBron had Lillard, Dame time. He honestly could have been a starter himself, but he probably will be if Doncic gets hurt.
And don't forget, there's 2 more wild cards added to both teams. Look for Vince Carter to be added as like they've done for Kobe and Dwayne Wade and Dirk since he's retiring.
So with LeBron's 12, 14, 16, yada yada, he took Simmons, then the Joker, Nikola Jokic, Jason Tatum, Chris Paul got that veteran leadership. Giannis took one as well. Westbrook, and then to round it off, he got Sabonis.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty star-studded lineup. I think overall LeBron has the better team, but I'll talk about the reserves for Giannis very quick. Got his teammate Chris Middleton, Bam Adebayo. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. Adebayo, there we go. From the Miami Heat. He's also another big. Rudy Gobert, another big. It's 4th big. Practically 5 because of Giannis. Jimmy Butler again from the Heat. Kyle Lowry at the guard for his backup guard. And Brent Ingram, which has been on fire for the New Orleans Pelicans. And Donovan Mitchell with the high-flying.
They've been struggling, though. We'll get into that later. Lowry was that veteran presence on Giannis' team that I was.
Yeah, and he's having a pretty good year for the Raptors. They're surprising the league without Kawhi. So yeah. So
And it's funny because the last 4 picks, they could have been the first picks in the reserves.
oh yeah.
That's
For
what's
sure.
awesome about this. Every player's good, and there's not a bad pick in
And I
it.
think it's more interesting because it used to be just East versus West, and one conference had more players. It used to be the East, but now it's changed. The West is way more dominant than the East. But yeah, I kind of like the draft format, and it kind of makes it a little even, or at least has a choice to make it even.
All right, so now the trade deadline
Yeah.
was yesterday at 3.
Not a good day for my Pistons, but
The Bulls didn't make any moves. I'm a Bulls fan.
neither do the Knicks. They always talk in that big game, and they
Yeah,
never,
especially in the offseason.
they never pull off anything.
So let's see here. There's a lot of trades, big and very, very small.
But those all small ones could also turn into future draft picks, and you never know.
Yeah, so we'll start off with the Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond going to the Cavs.
Yeah, no, don't like it. I do not like it at
The
all.
Pistons literally got nothing.
Trading like $100 million for $3, practically. Because we got a second-round pick, but that's not for another 3 years. And John Henson and Brandon Knight, which
I don't even know who those guys are.
I mean,
I'm kidding.
Brandon Knight used to be very good, but we don't need another guard. We had Reggie Jackson
Derrick Rose and Luke Kennard.
and then John Henson. Okay, he went to North Carolina. He's done nothing since he's been in the league.
And then Karl Anthony Towns is reunited with his best bud.
Yeah, D'Lo. Actually, there's a video that will show D'Lo got off the plane with the old video camera. It was like imitating Shaq as he did in the 2002 dunk contest.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I just saw it a few minutes ago. D'Lo just got off the plane with a very old camera and welcoming everybody. And yeah, that warm welcome. He looked really happy as he was smiling.
The Warriors got Andrew Wiggins and a second round pick for D'Lo. I think that was a good trade for both teams.
I mean, yeah, the superstars D'Lo should have been an All-Star this year. I really think he was struggling with the Warriors because he just didn't have a good team. But
hurt for a little while.
Yeah, but no, Warriors definitely got very good defensive player in Andrew Wiggins and a second round pick. So we'll see how that turns out for the next year as Steph Curry and Klay Thompson come
and
back.
The Miami Heat, they got Andre Iguodala.
I think that was like the biggest blockbuster, I guess you could say, trade of the trade deadline.
Really? I mean, he's like 37.
Yeah, but he's a little younger. But
he's like 32.
He's a Finals MVP. Going to a very good Heat team already, which they gave away a lot of assets, actually.
I think it was an even trade for the most part.
I mean, yeah, maybe they need that veteran guy. I mean, Jimmy Butler is young, still younger, but not a veteran. He doesn't have championship experience as Iguodala does.
Not much playoff experience either, other than the Sixers last year. But.
Yeah, and the Bulls, and in 1 or 2 years he was there.
Yeah, so the trade details imply Iguodala, Jay Crowder, and Solomon Hill to the Heat, while the Grizzlies get Justice Winslow, Deion Waiters, and James Johnson. Justice Winslow is only 23, and Deion Waiters, he's up there, but he can be a lethal scorer.
Yeah, a few years ago, him and Tim Hardaway back in the Rising Stars game went off and scored 10 straight possessions for their team back to back, and yeah, Deion Waiters has proved this year and year in and year out he's a very good bench player, role player, a very good shooter. So yeah, I think it's a pretty even trade for the most part.
Another bigger trade for the most part. Clippers receive Marcus Morris, who has been one of the top, the 6th ranked 3-point shooter in the league. That's pretty high.
Yeah.
The Knicks got Mo Harkless, 2 first-round picks, and a second. And then the Wizards, they got Jerome Robinson.
Yeah, they always just in the low end. John, wouldn't be surprised. John Wall and Bradley Beal request for a trade here in the offseason.
And then the Grizzlies ended up getting Jordan Bell from the Rockets for Bruno Caballero. And then, I guess that's it for the most part.
It wasn't really a big day, as there was no big stars. I mean, there were some stars, but not anything huge.
And then the Warriors shipped Alec Burks and Glenn Robinson for 3 second-round picks. like you said, they got how many picks in the next couple of years?
7. in the
First
next
rounders,
3.
right?
No, yeah, 7. Just 7
Oh,
picks in the first and second round overall.
so here is that the big trade we were talking about earlier with the Rockets. The Rockets got Covington and Bell in a second, and they ended up trading Bell. Hawks got Clint Capella and Nene.
I'm excited to see how that turns out there in Atlanta for Trae Young.
Yeah, John Collins and Capella.
They're very young.
Very young, and then they're gonna have a top pick this year.
So yeah, we'll see how that turns out. And Cam Reddish.
Timberwolves also got Malik Beasley, Evan Turner, Jared Vanderbilt, a first-round pick from the Nets. That could be like depending on if they make the playoffs or not. It's a lottery pick.
Yeah.
And Herman Gomez. Nuggets got Gerald Green, Noah Vonleh, Shabazz Napier, who they ended up shipping, and Keita Bates Diop, and a first round from the Rockets.
So yeah, that was probably the biggest trade.
Yeah, I mean players wise, but other than that, there wasn't anything big. The Jazz got Jordan Clarkson for 2 seconds and Dante Exum, but that was Christmas. And then Jeff Teague returned to the Hawks.
I kind of feel bad for him. That man's been getting moved around a lot, but he's a pretty solid player.
Yep. So let's move on from the NBA and let's go to your segment.
So I call this segment NCAA basketball. So we talk about all things college basketball. It's happened or upcoming. Huge weekend, huge rivalry weekend. We got Carolina Duke as their 100th year meeting this year. They got some jerseys that they're actually not showing. Their throwback jerseys are not showing the front numbers, so they're doing that for the 100th. And social media's been attacking them, saying they're practice jerseys. People aren't liking them. So, but we got a struggling Carolina team, and I see Duke winning it big here.
Yeah, Vernon Carey is coming back for the Duke Blue Devils. That's going to be huge. Cassius Stanley. You know, it's weird. Duke has all these awesome talents, 5-star recruits coming in, but I haven't seen them much on the headlines this year and stuff.
I mean, it's kind of hard. Everyone's been winning games. It's kind of hard to stay in the headlines. Really, only headline I got is probably undefeated San Diego State.
That's awesome.
They're the only undefeated team left in the nation. They haven't played they played some tier 1 teams, but not ranked teams night in and night out as the other teams play.
I guess that's not their fault though. They're in a conference that has no ranked teams.
Yeah, no, they've been struggling. We got a matchup tonight: Maryland versus Illinois. Both Big Ten matchup there. It's kind of a tongue twister there. 9 versus 21. Big ranked matchup there. We got my team, Go Blue, Michigan State, Michigan. It's probably a must win for Michigan as they're sitting at 13-9 to keep their tournament hopes alive.
They started off good this year.
Oh yeah, we started off beating Carolina when they were good, or thought they were good. And then Gonzaga, which is number 2 in the nation right now, we beat them also to take over the number 4 spot. We've just been struggling lately. And next we got another big matchup here in Seton Hall versus Villanova. Nova coming off a heartbreaking loss to Butler the other night. Butler hit a buzzer beater 3 for the win.
Yeah, I like Seton Hall just because of Miles Powell. I mean, if you in the NCAA just game, you have to have good guards that can score and play defense, and Miles Powell can definitely score.
He's a dominant scorer. He's a very good ball player, but look for Villanova to come back after a heartbreaking loss, like I said, and see what they can do. And another last, I guess, big matchup right here: LSU Auburn. LSU coming off a bad loss to an 8-13 Vanderbilt team, and so yeah. Tournament overview. So far, we're getting close, about 3 weeks away from conference tournament, a month away from March Madness, biggest college basketball tournament of the year. Anyone can win this year.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I mean, I love it. I love having that where there's no dominant team. But I mean, even if there is a dominant team, the chances of them winning is very, very tough because anybody can win any year, and especially this year.
Yeah,
like
and
Duke lost.
to Duke lost this regular season, actually, like their third, fourth game to Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah,
which is a very bad. I'm not hating on Stephen F. Austin, but
they're down there.
they're down, but not to Duke standards, and they upset them at Duke. So
yeah, that's crazy.
Another loss like the Vanderbilt beat LSU the other night. It's just been crazy. Another headliner for the tournament, like I said, San Diego State being undefeated, and then I guess I'll do a few picks for a sleeper pick. 21-2 Liberty team out of Virginia, Christian College.
Really?
They were a few games ago. They lost their 2 games back to back, but they were 21-0. My friend goes there. I know some about their basketball, but I watched them in the tournament a few years ago, and they gave the reigning champs Virginia buck for their money. So they're I think that's my sleeper pick for the tournament. So
I don't have a sleeper pick yet. I'm still evaluating. But I guess that leads us to
our last segment. It's picks for the weekend. So
we'll lead off with the NBA. Tonight you have the Pacers versus Raptors. Who do you got?
I got the Raptors in this one. I know Gasol and Powell are not playing, but Oladipo once again not playing.
Well, he could play. It's a game time decision, but like he's played a couple games, but
like load management.
Yeah,
man.
10, 20 minutes.
I got Raptors coming off. Lowry going to have another big night coming off that 32-point performance.
Siakam, the All-Star starter, he's shaped into a star in the league.
Yeah, that showed last year in the NBA Finals.
Trailblazers, Jazz. What do you got? Jazz have been struggling. They're on a 5-game losing streak.
I got Blazers in this one. Definitely look for Damian Lillard.
Keep his MVP up there.
I hope so, man. I just think he can keep it if he can stay on fire like he has been. I think Trailblazers got this one easily by 20.
Yeah, you've been putting up great numbers lately. And then we'll move to Saturday. Pelicans, Pacers. The only reason I think this is a big game is because they're both in the Pelicans are fighting for the playoff, and if that'd be cool to see Oladipo versus Zion.
Yeah, tough one. If Oladipo plays, Pacers does not. I got Pelicans just because Zion's I feel like gonna dominate the middle.
And Brandon Ingram is
questionable. So yeah, it'll be
a nice stat too. Pelicans are third in the NBA with 3s per game.
Yeah, Lonzo Ball has been shocking everyone.
Yeah, with his new jump shot.
Yeah, and it's definitely improved.
They got JJ Redick, of course, and Brandon Ingram, who's been outstanding.
And even Zion can even shoot.
Yeah,
he
can.
Yeah,
he's just not your typical shooter. That's what he says. Well, not that.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
And then also Clippers, Timberwolves. It's gonna be your first look at the D'Lo and D'Lo and Cat, and the Clippers' new accusation.
Morris. Yeah, they waived Isaiah Thomas as of last night when they got him. Yeah, feel bad for the man. He's been struggling, but no, this is tough because I don't know how D'Lo and Cat are gonna play, but I guess just looking back in the season, I think I got the Clippers in this one. Kawhi and Paul George.
Me too. Clippers have a.
But who knows? D'Lo and Cat could have chemistry. Who knows?
Yeah,
we don't know.
We're gonna find out. And then bringing it to Sunday, rounding it off, Celtics Thunder. This is a big game, rankings wise, but I think with the injuries, Thunder are gonna be able to pull this one out.
Yeah, Chris Paul has been actually changing that. We all thought they were going to be bad and just going to tank this year and try to get a good pick, but they're actually playing really, really well at Chris Paul as their veteran leader.
Yeah, and then they got 3 great guards. Those 3 guards are really balling this year.
Who else?
Schroeder,
but he was in some trade talks yesterday, but obviously he did not get traded.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that D Rose didn't get traded, actually.
Yeah, that's another one.
But the Lakers are looking at Darren Collison.
Yeah, because he's not on a team. He's retired.
Yeah,
but he's coming back. We all knew that was going to happen.
But so out for the Celtics on Sunday are Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, Daniel Theis. That's just those are the reports for tonight. I don't know how long they're supposed to be out for. And then we're gonna move to the Jazz versus Rockets. Rockets. Rockets for sure.
I don't know, man. Without that big man, I know they won the other night, but that's one game. You can't grade a team from that for one game.
Yeah, they do have the Stifle Tower.
Yeah, we got Rudy Gobert dominating the middle, and then Donovan Mitchell up there attacking the rim.
I just don't think they've got their chemistry. They got a good team. Mike Conley, Bogdanovich.
Yeah, they got a very good
Mitchell.
team.
It's kind of surprising. The Rockets are first in 3-point field goals made and second offensive rating. I guess that's just because of Westbrook and Harden. But I guess they got some really good role players too. Like Daniel House has stepped up. Ben McLemore is finally taking that next step.
Yeah, definitely giving them a chance. But yeah, I got the Rockets in this one, even though without the big man.
All right, and moving to our final NBA matchup on Sunday, Heat versus Trailblazers. We're in for a good one.
Oh, it's gonna be a great game.
Who's Jimmy gonna guard? Dame or CJ?
Probably CJ, because who you got it?
I think they got Dragic at the one.
Probably guard Dame, and then insert Andre Iguodala there to help.
Oh yeah.
So new acquisition.
We'll see Iggy play for the first time. Should be a good weekend.
Yeah.
Some good games coming. And Saturday for the college, we got some great games.
Yep.
Who are your picks this weekend?
I got a Michigan and the Michigan State rivalry. I got Duke. Big. I think they win by 30 plus.
Really?
I think Cole Anthony's been struggling.
He
Shot
has.
9 for 23 the other night.
Overrated?
I wouldn't say overrated. He's a good player. He just doesn't have the team around him. No one they lost Garrison Brooks, one of their best players, out for the season with torn ACL. So and then I feel like Nova's gonna come back after that heartbreaking loss.
I got Seton Hall, man.
Miles Powell. I mean, it'll be a great game, and it'll definitely be an offensive game with Gillespie there at point guard for Nova. He's a very good point guard. Auburn, just because LSU coming off that loss, and Auburn's at home and they've been hot.
Auburn plays great defense.
I forget Kentucky last weekend.
I forget who the coach is, but he's always his eyeballs are popping out of his head all the time.
Oh yeah, especially them making the Final Four last year. Their heartbreaking loss to Virginia. But then rounding out tonight, Maryland, Illinois. I just got Maryland. They got experience. Illinois is a very good team, but they're very young. But look to Illinois to pack the house tonight and give all their effort. But I got Maryland in the road win.
All right, that's gonna be great picks. Great show. That's gonna round off our first show. Final thoughts?
I'm just going to say goodbye. I'm Cameron Champagne.
I'm Landon.
And we'll see you next week.
This is Beyond the Buzzer.